we have Crotty away from any of the technology.
It won't be me the next time, Mr. Chairman. You'll see. There's great regularity with
No, we
this.
want to be unmuted.
No matter what.
It's unmuted.
I think we should pass the unanimous resolution that Commissioner Crotty stays far away from the technology.
I could be on the technology subcommittee.
Okay. You get that back door there? Thank you.
Yep.
New York State Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law, Section 102, provides that the New York State Gaming Commission shall consist of 7 members appointed by the governor, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate. 4 members confirmed by the New York State Senate are necessary to afford the commission an ability to undertake or establish a quorum and undertake business. This present meeting of the commission is now called to order. Ms. Secretary, will you please call the roll?
John Crotty,
Here?
Peter Machete, Brian O'Dwyer,
Here.
Christopher Riano,
Here.
Marissa Shorenstein,
Here.
Jerry Skurnick.
Here.
Ms. Secretary, please have the record reflect that a quorum of qualified members is present, thus enabling the transaction of business.
Minutes of the commission meeting conducted on August 22nd, 2022 have been provided to the members in advance. At this time, I'd like to ask the members if there are any edits, corrections, or amendments. Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept.
Moved.
Any objections? Ms. Secretary, please let the record reflect the minutes were accepted. New York Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law 104.19 authorizes the Commission to promulgate rules and regulations that it deems necessary to carry out its responsibilities. To that regard, the Commission will from time to time promulgate rules and rule amendments pursuant to the State Administrative Procedure Act. Today we have 4 rules for consideration, and I call on our Executive Director.
For commission consideration is the adoption of amendments to the regulation governing licensing requirements for a jockey's agent. This proposed rulemaking would amend the commission's regulations to eliminate the requirement for a person applying for a jockey's agent license to have been licensed and to have acted in as an exercise person, apprentice jockey, assistant trainer, or trainer in this or another jurisdiction for at least 1 year. The proposed change would instead allow the stewards or other commission designee to determine whether an applicant is qualified by reason of experience, background, and knowledge. Currently, individuals otherwise qualified to be a jockey's agent would be precluded from receiving a license because they did not possess one of the listed licenses for at least 1 year. Staff believes the current requirement bear on an applicant's potential to perform as a jockey's agent. Additionally, this proposal would be consistent with the requirements in the model rules of racing issued by the Association of Racing Commissioners International. A notice of proposed rulemaking was published in the July 27th, 2022 State Register, meaning the public comment period for the proposed rulemaking expired on September 26th. 1 public comment was received from the New York Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. NYTHA was supportive of the proposal. Staff recommends that the commission adopt this proposed rulemaking.
To my fellow commissioners, any questions or comments on the adoption of the amendments to the regulation governing licensing requirements for a jockey's agent? Hearing none, may I have a motion to adopt this rule?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Do I have any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
For commission consideration is adoption of amendments to regulations to eliminate the need for jockeys to be weighed with muzzles, martingales, and breastplates. This rulemaking promotes consistency with other prominent racing jurisdictions. The notice of proposed rulemaking was published in the July 27th, 2022 State Register, meaning the public comment period for the proposed proposed rulemaking expired on September 26th. One public comment was received from the New York Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. NYTHA was supportive of the proposal.
Commissioners, any questions or comments on the adoption of a rule regarding jockey equipment weighing rules for thoroughbred racing? Hearing none, may I have a motion to adopt this rule?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
For commission consideration of regulations to govern advertising by lottery courier services to prevent false, deceptive, or misleading advertising, such as stating or implying that a customer may play the lottery through the courier services platform or purchase a lottery ticket directly from the courier service. A courier service instead may market its actual services, fulfilling orders for the purchase of a lottery ticket from a licensed lottery sales agent and delivering tickets to the customer. In addition, the proposed rule would require problem gambling assistance messaging, similar to advertising requirements for commercial casinos and video lottery gaming facilities. A courier service would be required to submit draft advertisements to the commission at least 15 days prior to the publication or dissemination, and commission staff would have 10 days to determine whether the draft complies with the regulations, and if the draft does not, prohibit publication or dissemination of the proposed advertisement. Staff recommends that the commission authorize the proposal of this rulemaking.
Commissioners, any questions on the proposal of amendments to the regulation governing lottery courier service advertising? Hearing none, may I have a motion to propose this rule?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
For commission consideration is an amendment to regulations governing the purchase of lottery courier services. The amendment would clarify the requirements for customer presence in New York State. A licensed lottery courier service is permitted to accept orders to purchase New York lottery tickets on behalf of a courier customer. The courier service then fulfills a request by purchasing the tickets at a licensed lottery sales agent retail location on behalf of the courier customer. Federal law prevents the sale of lottery tickets across state borders. Existing regulations require a courier service to geolocate its customers being physically in New York at the time of the purchase of courier services. The proposed amendment would clarify the courier service purchase location requirement by providing that the purchase of courier services occurs when the customer requests the delivery of a ticket or tickets, and when the customer initiates the transfer of funds to courier service in connection with the purchase. Thus, a customer would not be permitted to place an order for multiple tickets while in the state without funding the purchase, then fund all or a portion of the purchase remotely while out of state. Staff recommends that the commission authorize the proposal of this rulemaking.
Commissioners, any questions on the proposal of amendments to the regulation governing lottery courier service purchase location? Hearing none, may I have a motion to propose this rule?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The commission proposed a rulemaking necessary to regulate interactive fantasy sports contests offered by registered operators in New York. The proposal would add a new Chapter 6 to Subtitle T of Title 9 of the New York Code Rules and Regulations. The notice of proposed rulemaking was published in the July 20th, 2022 State Register, meaning the public comment period for the proposal expired on September 19th. 6 public comments were received. Staff continues to review the comments received, which totaled 86 pages, and anticipates recommending a revised proposed rulemaking for commissioner consideration at a future meeting.
We now get to hearing and adjudication decisions. The next item of scheduled business regards hearings and adjudications. Today we have 2 adjudications. Mr. Williams.
In the matter of Evan Hoagland, on October 22nd, 2021, the Bureau of Licensing issued a notice refusing to issue a harness racing owner, trainer, driver license to Evan Hoagland because he was a public officer or a public employee within the meaning of New York Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law, Section 107. Mr. Hoagland requested a hearing, which was conducted on February 10th, 2022. The hearing officer submitted a report to the Commission Secretary dated September 6th, 2022, recommending that the license be granted. This matter is now ready for final agency determination.
The Commission duly deliberated and considered this matter and determined upon a vote of 3-2, Commissioner Machete not participating, to sustain the hearing officer's report and recommendations. Mr. Williams, will you report the individual votes of the commissioners?
In the negative was Chairman O'Dwyer and
Commissioner Riano.
Member Riano.
In the positive were Commissioner Skurnick, Crotty, and Shorenstein.
The next matter is in the matter of Artemio Rodriguez. On August 25th, 2021, State Steward Braulio Baeza Jr. issued a notice of violation to Thoroughbred Racing General Services licensee Artemio Rodriguez, an outrider, for conduct and behavior unbecoming an official. Specifically, Steward Baeza found that while engaged in his duties at the Oklahoma training track at the Saratoga Racecourse on August 14th, 2021, Mr. Rodriguez had used profane language and acted inappropriately in controlling an exercise rider on the training track. Steward Baeza imposed a 7-day license suspension. Mr. Rodriguez requested a hearing, resulting in his suspension being stayed pending the Commission's determination on the matter after hearing. The hearing was conducted on July 25th, 2022. The hearing officer submitted a report to the Commission Secretary dated September 21st, recommending that the Commission not impose a license suspension, but impose a $1,000 fine. This matter is now ready for final agency determination.
The Commission duly deliberated and considered this matter and determined upon a unanimous vote to modify the hearing officer's reported recommendation in that it would impose a $500 fine, set fine to be suspended if we heard no further negative report on the licensee's conduct within the next year.
Excellent. In the matter of the voiding of the claim of Lil Commissioner on August 24th, 2022, Sanford J. Goldfarb and Alan Kahn, through trainer Philip Antonacci, appealed the decision of the stewards at Saratoga Racecourse to void the claim of the horse Lil Commissioner following the 8th race on August 24th, 2022. Commissioner Peter J. Machete Jr. was designated to decide this matter. Argument on the appeal was conducted by video conference on September 7th, 2022. Commissioner Machete determined that the stewards voided the claim after personnel at the test barn dismissed Lil Commissioner on the mistaken belief that the horse had not been claimed. Commissioner Machete determined that although the appellants were not at fault, the stewards did not abuse their discretion in voiding the claim since the horse had left the test barn before being examined by a state veterinarian as required by Commission Rule 4038.5A and had been briefly out of the presence of Commission officials following barn departure. Accordingly, Commissioner Machete affirmed the decision of the stewards to void the claim.
All right. The next item of business regards Churchill Downs purchase of Del Lago. That has been put over until the next meeting.
Item 6 is consideration and appointment of gaming facility location board members. By New York State Racing Parimutuel Wagering and Breeding Law, Section 109A, the Commission is required to select 5 individuals to serve as members of the Gaming Facility Location Board for the additional licensing process. That same section of law obligates the Commission to appoint a majority of the members within 180 days. That Part RR of Chapter 56 of the laws of 2022 became law, or by October 4th. Commission staff searched for qualified, unconflicted individuals to serve. Many potential candidates were considered. 3 individuals have been presented for commissioner consideration to be members of the Gaming Facility Location Board. Their names, biographies, and conflicts review have been previously circulated to members. Mr. Chairman?
I'd like to state that I truly appreciate the potential candidate's desire to accept this task. It is truly a public service. Members serve without compensation. In a limited license situation, few people will be pleased at the conclusion of the process. And so, with so many constituencies and so much media interest, decisions will inevitably be questioned. That said, these tasks have the opportunity to transform. The casino licensing process has that possibility. With capital investment, direct and construction employment, and the driving of incremental tax revenues, these projects will offer the possibility of tangible change to their host locations. I have personally spoken to each potential member and impressed with their qualifications. I appreciate their openness to this important service. I've stressed to the members the following. One is that the importance of looking at all available data, making sure that these licenses, which are potentially very lucrative, will benefit not only the community, but the workers involved. I've also indicated to them that despite what they may have heard or read, that this is indeed a tabula rasa, that there is no preconceived or any way that it could be construed that anybody is going into this process as either the favored or not the favorite, and that it is their job to make an independent decision as to the appropriateness of the licenses. As I have said, I have spoken extensively with each one, and I am truly appreciative of their service, their impartiality, and I am conclude that they will each do their wonderful job. Maybe I should ask at this point in time the fellow commissioners if any of them would like to comment on the appointments. Hearing none.
Well,
Yes, John.
it's a quality list of people. I think their service, as you mentioned, is really kind of thankless, and I think they'll be well served. The commission will be well served by their work, and looking forward to seeing sort of what their results come back with. It's a nice panel of people, and I'm glad that we were able to put forward such a list.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anybody else?
I would just like to say I think the 3 of them have served the city and state in various capacities with the utmost impartiality in the roles that they've served, both previously and currently, and I would expect that they will do the same here. And I think we have members that represent diverse backgrounds and diversity of opinion, and look forward to working with them through this process.
Thank you. Commissioner Riano?
Couldn't agree more. I think that was well said.
Thank you. Commissioner Skirnick?
I agree too. I mean, the previous board did an excellent job. I wasn't on the commission then, but I observed it from afar, and I'm sure this new board will do an equally excellent job.
Thank you. All right, so then we have the appointments. Kiana Abreu to the, may I have a motion to accept her appointment to the Gaming Facility Location Board?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion to accept the appointment of Vicki Bean to the Gaming Facility Location Board?
So moved.
No, second.
Second, the discussion on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. May I have a motion to accept the appointment of Stuart Rabinowitz to the Gaming Facility Location Board?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
All right.
Motion carries unanimously again.
I'd like to announce that the Gaming Facility Location Board has a website at www.nycasinos.ny.gov. which contains substantial materials, including the law, general information regarding the citing process, biographical data regarding each board appointee, as well as information on how interested parties can engage the board. This website will be supplemented with additional information regarding casino citing as the processes develop. Mr. Chair?
Thank you. Before we adjourn, I'd like to just give, once again, the commissioners an idea of my activities since the last meeting. As you know, I had discussed before questions about workers' housing in both Saratoga and in Belmont. Met with members of the board of NYRA and their facilities manager out at Belmont. We invested, we once again, we looked at the housing. I made some suggestions as how I thought the existing housing could be improved. We also went over the fact that there has been an extensive proposal by NYRA to upgrade the facilities at Belmont. However, there has been no proposal as of yet to upgrade the workers' housing at Belmont from where it is now. I've asked them in the future to consider making a new proposal that would include new worker housing, which in my mind, frankly, is needed. I appreciate the work that they have done. They have done some very good work out at Belmont, but more needs to be done. I think I look forward to hearing from them in the future in terms of how they are going to incorporate improvements in the workers' housing along with the improvements in the facilities at Belmont. I'm also gladdened by the fact that they have made a proposal to construct new workers' housing at Saratoga, which again is needed. And I think we're all going to be happy when we see the results of those proposals. In addition, I have, in order to familiarize myself with the job, I have toured Yonkers terminal and learning, and Monticello. I look forward to meeting with officials at Cornell in the future, and have accepted the proposal or the appointment of Governor as chair of the two boards that promote racing. In fact, I'm trying to get an education. The only part of the commission's work that I do not need a real education on is the bingo. Having been brought up in Holy Name Parish, I am more familiar with bingo than practically anybody else in this room. Having said that, thank you, and do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, meeting is adjourned.
Bye-bye.